In my last video, when I was covering the stamina healing build and explained all those skills and why scribing was so useful for stam healers, I realized I've never actually talked about scribing on this channel before. Considering that and the announcement that scribing is coming to the base game with update 46, this seemed like the perfect time to talk about it. So my name's Doc, and in this video I'll be sharing my favorite combinations for every scribe skill in ESO. Let's get into this. So we'll first start by talking about what exactly scribing is. If you own Gold Road and already know how it works, then please, by all means, feel free to skip ahead. For my people who are maybe watching this after update 46, scribing is a form of spellcrafting that allows you to create custom skills with various effects, buffs, and debuffs. While scribing wasn't really a game changer at the time of release, over time it has found some niche uses in middle and endgame content. First, you'll need to be level 30 and have access to the Scalarium. Now, I don't know exactly where the intro quest will be for base game players, but for Gold Road owners, the intro quest can be started in front of the Skingrad Mages Guild. Once you complete that intro quest, you'll gain access to the Scribing Altar. After that, you'll need to do each of the Luminary Wing quests to gain access to collecting grimoires and scripts. I'll explain more about those in a minute. These Luminary Wing quests can take a little bit of time, but the good news is you only have to do them on one character. The ability to gather scripts and grimoires is account-wide, so your alts will only have to do the intro quest. When it comes to actually scribing the skills, there's 4 parts to a skill. First is the grimoire or the base skill. These are unlocked after completing the Indrik Wing, and you can purchase them from a vendor found in the Scalarium. Next are the focus scripts. These dictate what sort of effect the skill will have, whether that's magic damage, physical damage, healing, stuns, etc. You can unlock them by completing the Griffin Wing, and they're found through daily Delve Quest, daily Mages Guild Quest, and PvP rewards of the worthy. Next are signature scripts, which will provide some sort of utility, things like restoring resources, shields, status effects, etc. You can unlock these from the Dragon Wing, and these drop from daily World Boss quests, daily Cyrodiil quest, and daily Fighters Guild quests. Finally, we have affix scripts. These usually have some sort of buff or debuff, and can be unlocked by completing the Netch Wing. They drop from World Event Quest, daily Imperial City Quest, and daily Undaunted Delve quests. One thing I want to note here is that the first time you complete each of these activities per day, you are guaranteed a script drop that you don't currently have unlocked on that character. This means that if you complete all 3 types of activities for all 3 types of scripts, you can be guaranteed 9 script drops every day. Keep in mind, those guaranteed drops are account-wide, so you can't get guaranteed drops on multiple characters in a single day, and it's only a 25% drop chance for every activity you complete after that. Finally, once you're ready to start making skills, you can use Luminous Ink to combine one script of each type together into a grimoire to make a full skill. While there are literally thousands of combinations you can create, like I mentioned, this video is about my personal favorite healing and support combinations, so let's break down each of those skills. First is Elemental Explosion. Found in the Destruction Staff skill line, I first started by using the Magic Damage Focus script to give this some just generic magic damage. Next, I used the Assassin's Misery signature script to apply Burning, Chill, and Concussion. Then I used the Brittle Affix script to apply Minor Brittle for 20 full seconds, which will increase their critical damage taken by 10%. While this isn't really a healing tool, this is a pretty solid way to debuff groups of enemies. If your team is struggling to keep up a good minor brittle uptime, this skill alone can provide you with some of the easiest 100% minor brittle uptime in the game. So, it's nice to have in a pinch. Next is Mender's Bond. Found in the Restoration Staff skill line, I first started by using the Healing Focus script to heal all allies standing within the tether. Next, I used the Sage's Remedy signature script to apply a heal over time to anyone who leaves the tether, or if I just happen to move away from them. Then I used the Vitality Affix script to also grant minor vitality to allies, which will increase the healing and shield strength they receive by 8%. It's a pretty solid heal, but I honestly don't see myself using this too terribly much. There are some places where I could see this being a good tool, like in the final encounter of Kind's Aegis, whenever you have to form that lightning chain. Next is Shield Throw. Found in the one-handed and shield skill line, I first started by using the Pull focus script to give this skill a pull and a taunt. Next, I use the Knight's Valor signature script to also bash the enemy when grabbing them. Then I use the Maim affix script to apply Major Maim to the enemy, which will reduce their damage done by 10%. I'm sure you can tell this skill was made with tanking in mind. I don't really tank very often, so I honestly don't even know if this is the best version of this skill, but it is nice to have on the rare occasions that I do some tanking. Next is Smash. Found in the two-handed skill line, I first started by using the Healing focus script to turn this skill into a burst heal. Next, I use the Sage's Remedy signature script to apply a small heal over time. Then I use the Berserk affix script to apply minor berserk to my teammates for 20 seconds, increasing their damage done by 5%. I essentially use this as a stamina replacement for combat prayer. The nicest thing about this skill is that since the heal over time and minor berserk last for so long, you don't really need to spam it quite as often. Next is Traveling Knife. Found in the dual wield skill line, I first start by using the multi-target focus script to give this skill the ability to affect, well, multiple targets. You'll notice a trend here. Next, I use the Assassin's Misery signature script to apply enemies with a unique debuff that will cause them to have their chance to receive status effects increased by 100% for 10 seconds. Then, I use the Off Balance affix script to set enemies off balance. Yeah, you get the idea, for 7 seconds. Like with Elemental Explosion earlier, this is just a solid debuff tool that I think is worth bringing. Next is Vault. Found in the bow skill line, I first start by using the Healing focus script to give this skill a burst heal. Next, I use the Sage's Remedy signature script to also apply a heal over time. Then, I use the Expedition affix script to grant minor expedition for 20 seconds, increasing our movement speed by 15%. Honestly, this is a really great tool for getting teammates out of a bad situation. The burst heal and the heal over time are nice, of course, but combining that with minor expedition and your own backwards leap can really make a difference in making sure your teammates don't die to some AoE damage. Next is Soul Burst. Found in the Soul Magic skill line, I first start by using the Healing focus script to give this skill a burst of healing. Next, I use the Sage's Remedy signature script to also apply a heal over time. Then, I use the Resolve affix script to grant minor resolve for 20 seconds, increasing your resistances. While there are plenty of sources of minor resolve in the game already, healers will typically apply it through combat prayer. If you're maybe running a build that doesn't use or have access to combat prayer for whatever reason, then you can always use this if you feel like your team needs the minor resolve. Up next is Wield Soul. Also found in the Soul Magic skill line, I first start by using the Healing focus script. You get the idea. Nice little burst heal there. Sage's Remedy signature script, again, applies a pretty decent heal over time. Then I use the Vitality affix script to apply Major Vitality for 10 seconds, increasing the healing and shielding received by 12%. This is a great tool for whenever you need some solid single target burst healing. I haven't really used it much because admittedly I kind of forgot about it until recently, but for things like tomb healing or PvP, I find that this skill can be pretty good. Next is Torchbearer. Found in the Fighters Guild skill line, I use the Healing focus script. Next, I actually use the Crusader's Defiance signature script to also give it a cleansing effect. Then, I use the Heroism affix script to grant minor heroism for 20 seconds, which will generate one ultimate every couple seconds. I honestly really like this skill. It's expensive, sure, but it's still less expensive than something like Efficient Purge, and in a place like the first encounter of Halls of Fabrication, cleansing your team can really eat into your magicka, so having this can be a nice little thing to have. Next is, I'm just going to say Contingency. I never did figure out how to pronounce that guy's name. Found in the Mage's Guild skill line, I first started by using the Damage Shield focus script to give this skill the ability to shield ourselves and our allies. Next, I used the Growing Impact signature script to put a rune on the ground for 10 seconds that will apply our affix script. Then, I used the Protection affix script to grant minor protection, reducing our damage taken by 5% for 22 seconds. Between the rune and that long duration of minor protection, you can have a ridiculous uptime on this buff by just a single cast of this skill in situations where you're grouped up and standing still. Next is Banner Bearer. Found in the support skill line, I first started by using the Restore Resources focus script to make the skill give resource cost reduction to us and our allies. Next, I used the Sage's Remedy signature script to heal people in the banner every couple seconds. Then, I used the Courage affix script to apply minor courage to anyone standing in the banner effect, increasing their weapon and spell damage by a pretty decent amount. While healers don't typically run banner, especially because it requires a skill slot on both of your bars, it could still be worth running for the fact that you can keep those effects up at all times. On builds where you don't have as many skills to choose from, like a stamina build, this is actually a really great tool to have. And finally, we have Trample. Found in the Assault skill line, I first started by using the Magic Damage focus script to just give it some magic damage. Next, I used the Thief's Swiftness signature script, try saying that 3 times fast, to leave behind a trail that will increase the movement speed of us and our allies by 15%. Then, I used the Heroism affix script to also grant us major heroism for 10 seconds, giving us 3 ultimate every couple seconds. I think this is a pretty solid skill for, any ulti-gen Nightblades out there. The movement speed that you gain from this signature script does stack with other buffs like Expedition, and it's a very easy source of major heroism that you can maintain a pretty high uptime on. And that is all the scribe skills in the game, and my favorite combination for them, at least at the moment. Banner was actually added a little while after scribing was initially released, as well as some of the other scripts that we talked about in this video, so I'll probably come back and update this list once a year or so whenever new stuff gets added. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Let me know what your favorite scribing combinations are and if you're planning on trying out any of mine. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the link tree in the description so you can follow me on stuff and join my Discord server. I'd also like to take a moment to thank my Patreon supporters Dylan Stewart and Sharnay Lee, as well as my YouTube members Austin Anderson and Durgy. Thank you guys for your continued support, and as always, I appreciate y'all. Finally, I think all I've got left to say is that I've been Doc. Take care of yourselves, be good to others, remember to stock up on some luminous ink, and I will catch y'all in the next one.